Hello guys, this is Sula speaking, and you're watching another commentary video for League of Legends, this one featuring Karthus. We're in a back and forth game here that's pretty even. We've had a little bit more success at getting down enemy towers, but otherwise the game has been pretty even. At the end of the last part, they killed Mookie's Pantheon, who was a little bit too far forward. Now, as far as what's going on here, there's 3 members of their team pushing the bottom lane. Speaker has used his teleport to go over into the top lane, so he's fighting with their LeBlanc player as we fight with the other 4 members of their team here. Taric comes forward too aggressively. D.Va's able to stun him with a gold card and trap him next to the tower while the rest of us focus him and kill him. Now here is, we're able to stun Taric again, another nice gold card from D.Va. They focus on D.Va and they're able to kill him, but that means that I'm going to continue doing lots of damage and Varus Nox is going to continue healing me. And so we're able to kill the other members of their team. So we fought a 4-on-3 down in the bottom lane and we were able to win that. And meanwhile, while that was going on, Speaker teleported to top lane, and then Mookie jumped with Pantheon to top lane, and they pushed down one of the towers there. So this was a pretty effective backdoor. So we get another tower. They fought a 2v1 over there against the enemy team's LeBlanc. And while they didn't manage to kill LeBlanc, they did manage to take down that tower. So now both the top and bottom lanes have almost been pushed up to the enemy base. So again, just sort of showing the power of these global ultimates. Mookie was able to go from the base instantly over there to support Speaker, and we were able to get 2 people in top lane and turn that into a 2v1, and that was enough to push down that tower. Anyway, now I have enough gold to pick up Zanya's Ring, which is one of the key items for Karthus. I also wanted to pick up a couple of wards because we're thinking about Baron. We think that Baron is going to be the next fight in this game. So we want some extra sight if we're going to be doing that. And now over here, D.Va used his ult to come in and try to kill LeBlanc. And at the same time that he was doing that, I was thinking, oh, you don't need to do that. I can use the Karthus ult, and that's going to get the kill anyway. So D.Va jumps in, and unfortunately, it's in a bad position. And but I'm able to get the kill on LeBlanc using Karthus's Requiem. Then while that was going on, Varus Nox teleported into the battle, but he was able to get out of it. And their Pantheon jumped in from the fountain. So anyway, we've just got these global moves going on all over the place. Interestingly, I also picked up red buff from killing LeBlanc, which is kind of useless on Karthus, but in any case, I've got it, so I'll use it. Here we've got their jungle warded pretty well. We were expecting that they would come forward to try to do Baron, but they don't seem to be doing that, and you can see Pantheon's down in the bottom lane. Pantheon doesn't have his ult, he just jumped, so we were like, okay, if they're not going to come over here and challenge us for Baron, we're going to try to do this. D.Va has, well, D.Va doesn't have his ult, but he's heading in that direction. You can see Mookie is showing himself in the middle lane, like he's letting the other team see him there so that they don't think that we're going to Baron. And as it turns out, they're just not going to challenge us on this. Not sure why. So we score an uncontested Baron, which is a real failure on their part. Now again, why were we safe to do that? Well, because we saw some of them in bottom lane, and because we had good ward coverage, so we could see them approaching through the jungle. Anyway, here we're going to try to isolate their LeBlanc and Taric player. LeBlanc gets away, but Taric just stands there for some reason. Yeah, and that was obviously not good. He types into the text here. He says that he lagged out. Yeah, awesome, lagged so hard. I believe that. Otherwise, he wouldn't have just been standing there. But bad moment to get a lag spike if that's true. Anyway, that means that this is a 4 versus 5, and we have Baron buff. But at the same time, with all of them forcing us into this little narrow area, this is a bit of a dangerous situation. Now, we might be strong enough to just push forward and break their tower, beat them in a team fight at the tower. We might be strong enough to do that with Baron in 4 versus 5. But we might not be strong enough, too. We could lose that fight if we do it badly. So we are going to do the smart thing here. Since we have all these global ults, we are going to send Mookie's Pantheon down into the bottom lane. We're going to send Speaker's Shen up into the top lane. We're going to have them push each of these lanes and force the enemy team into a bad situation. Either they can go to stop those pushes in the side lanes, and if they do, then we will take our champs here and try to push into the base in middle lane. If they stay here in middle lane, then we'll just continue pushing those side lanes until they get into the base. But with our global ults, we can put all 5 of our champs in the same place immediately at any point in time, between Pantheon jumping in and Speaker using his ult, the Shen ult, to join us. So this is what you want to do if you have those global ults. Force them to defend multiple lanes and then group up together in one spot. Now, as it turns out, what they've chosen to do is they are going to pull people down into the bottom lane to try and stop Mookie's push there. You can see right here, it's 2v2 in this lane. D.Va has gone over to grab Dragon for us, which I do think is a worthwhile goal. So we are going to come down here to support them in bottom lane. You can see Mookie is going after Taric, and I'm going to ult him to see if he gets away. Oh, he's got 50 HP left, so we're not quite going to be able to go after him. Meanwhile, Speaker's still pushing top lane, so we're not going to be able to get Taric there, unfortunately. Now Mookie is being focused and killed, and Speaker's going to ult him, so now Speaker jumps into the fight to join us here. Now, while this is going on, so we're able to get a kill on Pantheon, but look top lane. Our D.Va's Twisted Fate has now jumped top lane. So Speaker, who is top lane, has jumped in here to save Mookie and preserved his life. D.Va, who is over at Dragon, has now jumped into top lane, and now D.Va is backdooring the enemy team in top lane. So we're just using our mobility very, very well here. And now Speaker has used Teleport to jump over and support him. So now we have 2 over in top lane, and they've now managed to push down that tower, and next they're going to focus on the inhibitor. My suggestion was, okay guys, we've taken out that tower, let's not try to push in here where there's one of the base towers, let's just support these guys. Let's jump into the base in one of the places where we're protected. So you can see we run over here to do that. I slow LeBlanc with the wall, then I'm going to slow LeBlanc with exhaust, and that's going to allow Mookie to jump on her, and together we're going to be able to get that kill. I think that was a pretty nice use of some summoners there. Anyway, next we're going to go after the rest of their team, but they're going to back off to the protection of their 2 Nexus turrets. So in response to that, I was like, okay guys, let's not try to fight this. They still have 4 members of their team up. Let's just go over to bottom lane and try to grab that tower. So you can see Speaker pings it. So now we're just going to go over here and we're going to grab this tower. And if they come out and try to fight us, we will kill the tower first and then we'll try to fight them. So let's see, there goes the tower. Now it's a 5 versus 4 and we have Baron. So we're going to jump in. We're going to focus down the members of their team. Let's see, we kill Cho'Gath. We were trying to get Taric, but he just has too much healing power and he's going to slip away. Too fabulous for us to kill him. And now that we've gotten the inhibitor, we're going to back out of this because we're pretty strong, but we're not so strong that we're going to be able to break down those 2 towers right next to the Nexus. Also, notice that Baron is worn off, so we don't have that edge going for us either at this point. Anyway, I think that was just a nearly perfect push using the Baron buff and using our global ults. You could see we never did any crazy tower diving. We always fought them where they were out away from their towers. We just kept shifting around to different parts of the map in such a way that they couldn't defend. They just didn't have the mobility to stop us with all our global ults. And so we went from a relatively even game, the game that was just about even in kills, even in leveling. That Baron allowed us to make that push, and now you can see we're 10 kills ahead. We're a Baron up on the team. We're now 3 dragons up on them, and now we've really gotten ourselves into a great position. Oh, we've got 2 inhibitors down too, as you probably noticed. So that one Baron has completely swung this game. Plus, from taking out the Baron and all those towers, we also got a ton of money. So as you can see, I'm now able to pick up an Archangel Staff and a Blasting Wand. That takes me up to 500 ability power. And once Karthus hits that level, he starts being really dangerous. Also, look at D.Va. Notice how much attack speed he has. D.Va has now maxed attack speed. It's really insane what he's doing. It looks like Twisted Fate is just sort of twitching constantly, and he's just attacking so fast. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like that before. Anyway, D.Va gets a gold card stun on LeBlanc, but he gets it on her as she dashes through the wall with her distortion, so we're not going to be able to get that kill. Anyway, we see that they've now come out of their base, so we're going to try to fight them here. D.Va uses his ultimate so we can see the enemy team. There's a fight going on over at top of the map. Unfortunately, D.Va gets killed there. And let's see, I wanted to use my ult here to kill Ezreal, and I thought I might get him, but oh, not quite enough. So anyway, Ezreal slips away, but while all this is going on, we're going to do the smart thing. We're going to push down the towers mid. We're going to push down this tower. By the way, notice that their Cho'Gath is in bottom lane uselessly. I don't know what he's doing. He's just out of his base. So we're going to take the tower in the middle lane. Then we're going to take the mid tower that's protecting the middle inhibitor. So we'll grab this, and then we're going to grab the inhibitor too. And that will allow us to get all 3 inhibs down and put us in a position where the game is just about over. It's nearly impossible to come back from a position after you're down this far. Anyway, at the same time, we still don't want to do the stupid thing. We don't want to push and fight them at the Nexus towers. Again, those 2 towers are very strong. Now, granted, we're probably far enough ahead that we're going to win this game regardless, but that's still no excuse to act stupid and make stupid plays. It's just better to play the game smart at all points in time. So we're just going to hang out here in their base. We're going to keep their minions pushed in their base, and we're going to wait for Baron to come back up. There's no hurry. There's no rush. We don't need to fight these guys. We can just grab buffs in the jungle. We can, farm up minions, keep the enemy team trapped inside their base so they can't leave it, and wait for Baron to spawn, which should be happening any minute now since we claimed it. And look, there it is. Baron has just spawned again. So that's what we were waiting for. Now we're going to turn around and head as 5 to Baron. Now, the enemy team can't leave their base. If they leave their base with 3 inhibitors down, they will just have their base destroyed by all the super minions. So they can't challenge us for this Baron. About the only thing they can do is have Pantheon blindly jump and try to steal it out of the sky. But we could always just stop attacking. Oh, and by the way, look at how much attack speed D.Va has. Like right there, you can see Mookie jumps onto Baron. Theoretically, we could lose it if their Pantheon player does that. But it would have to be a blind jump. And the odds of that working would be pretty low. Anyway, now that we have Baron, we are strong enough to go and fight them. Now we can fight them with super minions at their Nexus towers. Now we have enough of an edge that we should be able to do that pretty safely. Also, their team has pushed out a little bit. You can see they pushed these lanes out just a bit. So hopefully we can catch some of them out away from their towers. Their top lane inhibitor is respawned, so we're just going to go grab that. Just to be safe, since it's open and exposed, we might as well take it. Speaker and Mookie are down at the bottom of the map. Not exactly sure what they were doing there. They were a little away from the team. Anyway, now we can burst down these 2 Nexus turrets very easily in complete safety. Their Pantheon's going to jump in, but let's face it, this is too late. There's nothing he can do. We're way too far ahead. We take down both Nexus turrets, and this is going to be the end of the game. There goes Tark. And now right here, watch, Mookie jumps on Ezreal, and for some reason, he doesn't stun him. We didn't really understand that. Something a little bit buggy. So not exactly sure why that happened. Didn't matter, but oh well. Also, I've gotten 1 or 2 comments. If you look there at what am I typing as the game ends, that's me hitting the tilde key on the keyboard. It's the one up in the top left key on your keyboard. That is the key I use for push to talk on TeamSpeak, to talk to other people. So when I'm hitting that key, I'm actually saying like, good game, fun game, guys, something like that. So that's what's going on there. You don't see that normally because I don't normally have the text screen open when I'm talking to other people. Okay, just a quick rundown here on the game. Pretty good game all around, fun game, very entertaining game. You could see pretty even in terms of kills between myself, D.Va, and Mookie, which is about what we'd want. Speaker and Varus Nox played support. Just good team play all around, good itemization. I love seeing the Aegis and the Spirit Shroud on Taric. I love seeing Taric when he's built Aura Taric. Mookie grabbed the Ghost Blade, he took the Infinity Edge very late game. Seems like a solid build there. Speaker built tank. Just a fun game all around. Anyway, the key thing in that game was just using the mobility, using the global ults. If you want to go back and watch something from this game, watch our push after we get Baron. I just think that was about as well done as you want to do a push, and is the main reason why I wanted to cast this game, just because I thought that was really well handled. So fun game, entertaining game. I'm going to try to have some other games not playing Karthus up soon. Been practicing a bit with some other champs, so I'm going to try to have some new ones for you guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again later. Take care.